Hi, my name is Michelle Kluver. I live in a small town in western Nebraska where I teach 7th through 12th grade Spanish in person as well as to two other schools through distance learning. I've been teaching 21 years. My husband of 19 years is the principal at the school where I teach. We have two sons. They will be in 4th grade and 8th grade next year. In addition to teaching full time, I coach competitive speech and drama. And in my free time, I'm a volunteer firefighter and EMT, as well as a CPR instructor. When I was student teaching, I was at a middle school with many heritage speakers of Spanish, but the school did not offer special courses for the heritage learners. They were required to take the exploratory Spanish class along with all of the other students. From 2004 to 2008, I taught at a school with about a 50% population of students who were heritage speakers of Spanish. This school did not offer any courses designed for heritage learners either. And so after the first year of teaching there, I designed a placement test for those students that were heritage learners. And based on their performance on the test, they were placed in Spanish 1, 2, or 3, or Heritage Spanish. I designed the Heritage Spanish class myself, but with no background in teaching this type of course, I felt as though the course could have been better designed to meet the needs of my learners. The school where I currently teach has very little linguistic diversity. We had one student who was a heritage speaker of Spanish, and she graduated this spring. Our school does not require Spanish for graduation or any foreign language or world language for graduation, but the heritage learner took Spanish. And once again, without the background knowledge in how to meet the needs of a heritage learner, I felt as though the most information she gleaned from the class was information regarding cultures other than her own. If I have another heritage learner in the future, I'm hopeful that the content of this course will help me design a course that will better meet the needs of the heritage learner. There were a few ideas that stood out to me from the readings. The first idea that seemed to be present in all of the readings was the definition of a heritage language learner. There is not one firm definition. The definition you choose to use might be based on the reason you are choosing to define this group of learners. As stated on page 777 in the article by Nagano, Fishman defines a heritage language speaker based on the ethnic and ancestral connection to the language. But according to Valdez, language proficiency and parents' native language play a role in the definition. According to Hornberger and Wang in the same article by Nagano, a heritage learner can be defined by their self-identity rather than their proficiency in the language. And as stated by Carrera and Kagan in the Nagano article, the majority of heritage language speakers in the U.S. have parents that speak a language other than English or arrived in the United States in their youth. Along the same lines, a heritage learner might change the way they identify themselves. In the article by Lehman, I found the quote on page 106 from a respondent to a survey interesting, that their identity depends on who they are talking to and what their agenda is with that person. It seems then that the definition of a heritage learner can be very fluid depending on the situation. The next idea that stood out to me was the varying levels of proficiency that heritage learners might have. I had not realized there was such a range from the overhearers mentioned in the video that are exposed to the language and understand a certain number of things in context, to those learners that have attained a high level of proficiency in all four modalities. The last idea that was eye-opening to me was on the first page in the article by Pascual y Cabo, that by the third generation after immigration, the heritage language is lost. I find it sad that due to acculturation, the ability to interact in a second language, which many see as an asset to the community and business world, disappears. I look forward to learning more about heritage language pedagogy in this class and being able to apply it in the classes that I may teach in the future.